part of, we talk about digital storytelling. You said that there's what compels you to podcasting, which I'm sure compels everyone to podcasting, is you make your own rules. Are there rules to comedy?
Wow, that's a loaded question. I mean, in a perfect world, no. In a perfect world, the only rule is that people laugh, or at least that's at least you don't have to laugh every single line. I mean, some of it's building tension, some of it's making the audience think, but ultimately you want them to laugh. I mean, that's the essence of comedy, right?
Yes.
Um, you know, that kicks off a much bigger debate that people like to have about, how offensive can comedy be, but that's personal preference, man. Some people like doing super offensive shock comedy and some people like listening to super offensive shock comedy. I don't think it has to be one thing or the other. It's as long as you have an audience that finds you and likes what you do, then there is no rules. No.
And for you, when did you fall into this love of comedy?
The cliche answer is I was always the class clown. I enjoyed making people laugh. It's one of my favorite things. When I had a tough situation growing up, I used to always disarm or deal with it through comedy. When I was a kid and watched Full House, I identified with Uncle Joey much more than Uncle Jesse. You know, uh, I just I just always enjoyed being that guy. I love holding court at a dinner party or at a party in college and making sure everyone has a good time. So the fact that there was a profession that leaned into that, I just gravitated towards it. I was in the car business. My father's and my uncle and my grandfather, we have car dealerships in South Florida that I grew up in, and so I thought that was going to be my path. And I really, really, really enjoyed the car business a lot, but I enjoyed this little hobby I picked up of stand-up comedy even more. I love, making people laugh and making them happy and inviting my customers out to shows. And so I could go through a whole I could go through a week of working at the dealership, and here we are, a family business that's done thing right for generations and given people a good place to work and a good place to thrive, and customers a place they can trust to come get their car serviced and to buy cars from us. And even with that said, through all that hard work and established all this goodwill in the community, you still really only had people come and knock on your door if they wanted to bitch about something most of the time, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas I'd change my shirt after a shift and go down to the comedy club and I'd MC for some comedian and do 15 minutes on stage. And there was 300 people lined up who wanted to shake my hand and tell me what a difference I made in their week. And they were so thankful that they all had such a terrible week and thank you for, making it better. And I just saw that I could maybe have a more positive influence on a broader range of people if I leaned into that as opposed to other things I was doing. So that's kind of where my passion for it came from.